So this is very similar, but here we're talking about share of clicks. Before we were talking about actually a moving graph of the number of clicks. All right, these actually drill down into a very similar looking page that we were seeing before, but I want to move along and get to the other parts of the report. Okay. Now we're talking about opportunity, and we've already been talking about opportunity, but this is very similar to the biggest gainers. But these are the keywords where you have the most opportunity, and so we're saying hair plugs, college mascot costumes, construction hat. These individual keywords are the biggest opportunities if you want to think in terms of keywords, right? So they're ranked 25th. They could pick up 727 clicks per month if they could move themselves towards the number 1 position. Here we have keywords that you're not ranked on, but you should be, and this is a case where we're actually looking at all of your competitors. You know, SpyFu, we kind of have a good sense of who competitors are. We take maybe your top, say, 20 competitors, and we say, well, what are the odds that they're, ranking on Egyptian costume or alien mask? And these are cases where your competitors are ranking and you're not. And then we're sorting those by the biggest opportunities. So you're just plain not ranked on this keyword. That is, you're ranked someplace greater than 50. And there's 5,000 searches on Egyptian costume, and each of those clicks is worth 32 cents, right? And if you were to move into the number 1 position, you'd be picking up 231 clicks per month. Each of these things, of course, I'm on page 10, I'll remember that. You can drill into these and actually get more information. You can see how which competitors we're talking about. So Costume Craze has got the most clicks on Egyptian costumes, and these are your competitors, right? These are your competitors. Okay, let's go back to that page 10. Okay, now we want to be able to go to your client and say, look, there's you guys are spending a bunch of money on pay-per-click, right? In general, pay-per-click gets about 80% of the search marketing dollars, and SEO gets about 20% of the search marketing dollars, and the opposite is true in terms of the number of clicks that are delivered. 80% of clicks are delivered by SEO, and 20% are delivered by PPC. And so there's from just a purely economic perspective, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of value in moving from paid search into organic search. If you can get those same clicks from paid search, do it, right? So what we're saying is, look, you've got this keyword here, mask, right? And if you could move yourself from position 3 to position 1, you could save $37,000 that you're paying in pay-per-click currently, right, per month. So Buy Costumes is spending $37,000 or more per month on paid search for the keyword mask, and we're saying, give us $50,000, and we'll make sure that you get into that number 1 spot, or at least the number 2 spot. I mean, there's something to be cut into. Okay, moving from position 3 to position 1 is maybe a gamble, but look down here, you've got wigs, and you're ranked number 27, right? We could definitely make an improvement on that, and you're spending $23,000 a month on pay-per-click for wigs, right? We're basically just saying, giving you ammunition, right, to go into your client and say, here's your lowest hanging fruit. It's easy to justify, right? It's easy to justify giving us money to go after wigs. All right. Now we're going to talk to customers, and the order of this I don't really like. We're going to actually move this order around. I think it is already moved around, because here we're talking about more of the value that we're creating for customers rather than the opportunity. And I basically want to structure this thing so that we're showing people value and then the opportunity, and then we'll talk about like what the competition is doing. And so this will actually be moved up in the report. Not that that really matters that much. I just, whatever. And these are the new keywords. Now this is like kind of powerful. You can talk to your customers, look, because of the work that we've done for you, here are keywords that you've never ranked on before that you're currently ranking on. And of course, like we were talking about before, here comes clearance, and you got amazingly Halloween costumes. They're now ranked 5th, and I believe that that's a seasonality issue. I think that last time, and I can actually prove it, last year at this time they ranked on Halloween costumes, and then every year they end up ranking on Halloween costumes. It's just a weird seasonality effect of the algorithm. So you go to your customer and you're like, look, this all these keywords, these new keywords represent a beachhead to an opportunity that could lead to as many as 4 million new clicks per month, right? Over here we're talking about the top site sections, right? So buycostumes.com/browse. In some websites this is extremely interesting, and in some websites this is like really obvious what's going on. And Buy Costumes is one of those that it's pretty obvious what's going on. But you see, we're not just doing just slash. In some cases we're doing the full URL, and in some cases we're doing like a subdomain. So you can kind of just see, well, how is our review section doing in terms of driving organic traffic in our blog, and then the rest of our site. What's really delivering, what's it really delivering? And so all in one package, all in one quick view, you can see how your blog is delivering and your reviews and so on. Then we move into a competition. Let's look at our competitors, and I think it's really interesting how much Byron is talking about, driving their strategy off of your competitors. We kind of innovate on behalf of customers. That's kind of our job at SpyFu, but I didn't really think that was, as much of an execution as Byron is talking about. But it's great because we actually have like a full competitor report, like half built, or 3/4 built probably. But we're not launching it yet. We'll launch it later. But here we have just a really brief synopsis of what your competitors are doing and what your traffic share overall is versus your competitors. And this stuff looks a lot more interesting when we talk about the keyword group report, which is another report. Like talking about just Halloween costumes. We'll do a full report just on Halloween costumes and or weddings or whatever whatever you want to do. Think of like a 500-word keyword silo and build an entire one of these reports off of it. But the story here is we're going to talk to you, we're going to show you all the great things that we did for you last month, right? You're going to love the crap out of us, right? There's no way that you're going to look at this report and be like, well, these guys aren't doing anything. These guys suck. Look at this, no. They're going to be like, these guys are great. I can't believe we stumbled upon them. And then you're going to say, look at all the good stuff we could do for you if we decide to take some more of your money, right? If we allow you to pay us for more of our time, right? So we're talking about the opportunity, and then finally we're saying, we're putting this little bug in your ear. Your competitors are kind of they're doing stuff. You might want to think about taking some of that market share away from them. So you see here, you got Buy Costumes market share, and they're actually doing a pretty good job. But they, look at Costume Craze, and we could actually go down here and look at Costume Craze over time, right? Are they improving? And in fact, they are. And then we can look here and see, well, who's really gaining on these keywords that we want to gain on? It's Target, but you got Party City, which is one of their competitors, right? So you want to basically say, here's the value, here's the opportunity, and here's a little bit of a thorn in your side. Here's a little bit of an impetus to get the ball moving. This is the last. This is called the top organic competitors and their best keywords. It also shows you you know, kind of, so this is a real high level look at each of your competitors. You're going to see, you know, this is their most important keywords. It's the same thing as their most valuable keywords. This is like the most valuable keyword report that we showed up at the top. And then these are, you know, what does their strategy look like, right? Are these guys SEO heavy or are they PPC heavy compared to you? And then what's your overlap look like, you know, with them? You know, how much of a competitor are they really, right? So some of these, you know, some of these guys like Costume Craze, very SEO heavy, very AdWords light. On the other hand, Costume Express, you know, doesn't, you know, they're actually doing pretty decent AdWords, right? So $37,000 a month is money. So you know, that's my 20 minute tour of the SpyFu Recon SEO dashboard.